Hello, my name is David Webb, and this is a video for Dweebovision. I am a Scrabble grandmaster, and in this video I am going to play Scrabble while providing in-game commentary on my moves. Hopefully this will help to improve your game, and be fun to watch. The game has just started, so let's join the action. It's me to go first. I've got the blank. Do I have a bingo? I may do. I've only got 4 vowels. I'm going to mentally run through the alphabet and see if anything leaps out at me. Nothing so far. Ooh, what about gougere? G-O-U-G-E-R-E. That's possible. Haven't seen anything else. Certainly wouldn't like to miss a bingo on my opening rack. Is there anything here? Not that I can see. Okay, this is quite a tricky situation. Do I go for gougere? I don't feel great about it. But I think it's good. Let's see if it stays on. If it does, it's 68 points. And great, it does stay on. Now, my opponent has changed, so I get to play again. Do I have a second bingo? I've got 20 as a 6-letter word. So I'm looking at, I can't see any 7-letter bingo, so I'm looking at the floaters. W is not a great bingo-y tile. It tends to feature in suffixes like where. I've got town. Okay, I can't see any bingos there. So what do I want to do? Play off the T, sorry, the T because it's a duplicate, the W and the Y because they're non-bingo-y. So how can I do that? Well, I can play towny down here, and this takes out the double-double column and does not place a vowel next to a premium square. 22 points. Rack leave isn't great. Now, maybe this would be better. It's a better rack leave. And it's about the same number of points. Naughty is also good. Okay, but I can't see anywhere better to place this. Great, look at that. Tornade is the 7 that I have. Through the G of gougere I have dragonette. I'm not sure if there's an anagram of that. So does tornade play anywhere? Well, it does. It plays in row F, making 8 door and U. I think that is the only spot. So I'll have to see if that stays available, and it does. Fantastic. Let's see what this scores. 77 points. Now what would be better than this would be a double-double through the O of gougere. But I can't, or the O of cozy, I can't see such a play, and therefore I don't think there is a better bingo available. Wow, another good rack. Through a D I would have conveyed. Can't see a 7-letter bingo. Anagram of convey is covine, V-Y-N-E. Covey is also good. Oh, look at that, there is the D, but just not in the right spot for conveyed. Don't think conveyed has any anagrams. What I could do, since my opponent has opened up a triple triple, is open up a second triple triple. And if he gets first dibs at either of them, he'll be leaving one of them. So Covey, 38 points, decent rack leave. Goes quite well with both the C of Covey and the D of World. A nice balanced rack. I'm looking straight away at the C to see if I have anything through that. Can't see anything. Now what about the D? Nope, nothing. Now there are other floaters. There's the L of World. File name. Great. Well, that might stay available. File name. Don't think it has an anagram. And there's also the O of Covey and the initial letters in Gougere to consider. Well, the O of Covey would give me 5 vowels. Can't see a bingo there. And in terms of bingos beginning with G, I can't see one. So the only bingo I can see is file name. I've currently got a 150 point lead. My opponent's on turn. That would evaporate with a triple triple. Now if file name is blocked, then it's likely that column 15 has also been taken, so I probably would be looking at column 1 or column 2 to block column 1. And a nice play in column 2 would be to place my F or my M on the triple letter square at F2 and get the word doubled. So income would place the M on that square. But it would also place an E after it, which would open up column 1. And I'd much rather get rid of the F than the M, because the F is less bingo-y. So, what plays do I have in column 1 which use the F? Well, there's N face, 36 points, burns both my E's. Well, the rack leave of IM is not too bad, provided I don't draw more I's. Great, file name not blocked. This is a great start to this game. 3 bingos already. File name 67. And I draw the J, which is a good scoring tile. I don't have a 7-letter bingo. I don't think these letters make an 8. And there's quite a few triple word squares available. I could play Joe at A15, 35 points. Is there something better? There's Jap at H13, 36 points. I think I prefer the rack leave with Jap, keeps the I. I'm now looking in column 1 to see if I've got anything using the J which goes through the C and gets tripled. Earthen, good bingo by my opponent. I'm wondering if it takes an S. Don't think it does. Okay. So, what to do with my J? A good play would be to play it on the triple letter square at N10 across to the N of Earthen. That'll be about 50 odd points. Nope, can't see a word which does that. Pot G is good, and Pole G. Now, 14 minutes have gone. Sorry, I have 14 minutes left. So I'm not in time trouble. But this is a really tricky rack to deal with. It's just not obvious at all what the best play is. Well, what about just doing this? How good is that for a rack leave? Polite, 20 points. I just can't see a J play through the sea of Covey. I get 35 points for Joe and Fee at A15. Rack lever PLIT. This is really tricky. I just don't know how good polite is as a 6-letter rack lever. Is it really worth sacrificing all those scoring points for? Well, what about placing my J here? Now, a play like Jot scores a lot more, 34 points, and the rack lever of EILP is quite good. Yeah, I'm just looking to see if there's anything better I can do in that spot, and I can't see it. And this looks promising. Do I have a bingo? I have replies. Now, what about through the sea of Covey? Eclipser is good. I think it's got anagrams, but what are they? Pericles is not good, unfortunately. But what's the anagrams of Eclipser? I think there's 2, although I may be confusing it with another eclipse word. Okay, Quist for my opponent. 42 points, good score for him. He's less than 100 points behind, so I'm not home and dry in this game by any means. So what are the anagrams of replies? Spieler, not sure about. Can't see anywhere for replies to go unless earthens is good. Well, this is an agonising situation which would be so much easier if I was 100% confident in my word knowledge. So I'm sure replies doesn't go anywhere. Unless earthens is good. So the floaters are the Sea of Covey. Eclipser is good. It's pre-slice and re-splice. Those are the 2 anagrams. Neither of them goes, annoyingly. So I've now got the E and the N of earthen to consider. So through the E, there's sleepier. That doesn't play. What about the N? Not a particularly promising N letter. Can't see anything there. So do I pluralise earthen? Gosh. Such a difficult decision. I certainly should know this. What are the anagrams of earth and hearten? I'm tempted to try it. I do have a good lead, so I can survive this move coming off. It'll just be annoying if it does come off, because this is a word I should know. That's 113 points if it stays on. Don't feel good about this. There it goes. Okay. So I'm going to have the same rack next to go. Now a good rack leave would be EIRS, which would mean playing off ELP. Well, I've got IP, which can go underneath Quist. So a play of Lip would leave EERS, which isn't a bad rack leave. 29 points, that's pretty good. Well, my opponent now knows exactly what tiles I have. He may be worried about the Sea of Covey, I don't know. Now another spot I can use for my P is A15. But I don't want to leave the L and the R together because they do not have good synergy. Great. So, my opponent doesn't score very much, only 24 points. Has he provided any opportunities for bingos? No, he hasn't. So, this is what I was thinking of. Lip. 29 points. Ooh, okay, this is now a long way from a bingo. Is there somewhere good for my X? A play of Rex would resolve all the duplicates. Well, there is the spot at F2. It'd be nice to come down from B2, but I don't have any tiles which go next to the L of Iliac, so the best I could do there would be to play Oxer, which actually does play off all the tiles I want to. K's not such a bad tile. I'd rather unduplicate the R than play the K, assuming scores are the same. 27 points for Oxer. Not brilliant, but not bad either. I'm looking around the board to see if there's anywhere else for my X. I could get 34 for Jerker in column 2, but that would place an R in second place of a 9-timer. I don't think that's a risk I need to take. $13 points for my opponent. That's not very many, which is good. The short word which uses the K and the X is Kex, which I do have on my rack, but I can't see anywhere fabulous to play that. Now I could play Rex at M14 down. 26 points. Yeah, that's not bad. It'll be 27 for Oxer, but that would be opening up the triple word square at H1. It's not a hugely dangerous opening. Just wondering here, because I'm also opening up column 13 for a play parallel to Rex. Sort of vowel, consonant, vowel play. I think Oxer up here is probably safer because my opponent cannot score off the X. I have Dakers and Darkies. And Darkies plays in row N underneath G. So I hope that stays available. I'm now looking in the at the floaters of Iliac to see if I have any bingos beginning with them. Can't see anything beginning with the I, or the L, or the E. Well, I'm hoping my opponent will be attracted to the triple word square at H1 that Oxer has made available just for him. And he's not. Okay. Only 18 points for my opponent, but he has blocked my play of darkies. So what else is available? I'm wondering about Jarked. It would wreck the rack leave. Well, what about Darken? This also wrecks the rack leave. But wrecking rack leaves is fine if you have a good score as compensation. And 38 points certainly is a good score. I'm retaining the S and the I, which is a balanced 2-letter rack leave. There's also a blank unseen, so playing off 5 tiles increases my chances of obtaining the blank, and I'm obstructing the use of the floaters in Igloo for bingos. So there's a lot of merit in Darken. But am I missing something better? I notice that the K can go on the end of door to make dork at I9, so, and U takes an R, so I could have a play beginning KR. That would be about 34 points for a 4-letter play there. Well, 38 points is more. Okay, I think I'm happy with this. That's an atrocious pickup. The S's are not a particularly useful tile to on the board at the moment. And 3 of them is more of a handicap than a blessing. The only good thing about having 3 S's is that my opponent has none of them. And I can see the 16 tiles that are left at the bottom of the screen. So my opponent has 7 of those, but I have a 130 point lead, which should be sufficient because the bingo prospects on this board are limited. Anyway, back to my rack. What can I do with it? Vibs is good, but I can't see anywhere where that plays. Epitonal, not sure of that. Great. A phony removed from the board. Now I can see that my opponent, well, I know what letters my opponent has got. In particular, he's got the blank. I think I just need to keep on scoring, which may be easier said than done. I could get 17 for Sibs and Guts at K4. It just shows how unvaluable the S is on this board, if that's the best I can come up with. But maybe I'm missing something. Nine tiles left. It's good to play off a number of them. I can't see a way of playing down from the J of Jot or Mo. I'm thinking about obstructing bingo lanes. But I probably don't need to worry too much about obstructing them. Plenty of vowels left, so hopefully I will draw an A, and that will go quite nicely with the V that I've got. Yeah. Okay, I've got 2 scoring tiles in the V and the F. Through an R I would have disfavour onto an R. Oh, well, that's much better. Poetical, I shan't challenge that. My opponent's still a bingo behind, and he's only got the remaining 5 tiles, so this game is won. Now, I don't think my opponent can go out, so I'm looking to go out in 2. Fop scores 39. That would leave Avid or Diva. Okay, well, I can't see anywhere to play that out. What if I do VoIPs instead? Might be easier to have a second move of just 3 tiles. I am dropping points, but if I can go out in 2, I should. So where can I play Fad? Great, well it does go at 03 and at M3. Is there a second spot for Fad? Huh. Can't see one. I've got 3 minutes left. Ah, yes, there is at G1 down. Fad, Fee and Add. Okay, great. Well, I think VoIPs is the play. Poetical was a nice spot by my opponent. It's a common word, but it's a difficult one to see in Scrabble, or it can be. So I think Fad at G1 is going to be my highest scoring spot. Okay, my opponent takes that, but I've still got Fad here, and this actually may score more. I hadn't counted up the respective scores, but 29 points for Fad in this spot is fine. And the final score is 367 to my opponent, 483 to me, a winning margin of 116 points. So quite a high-scoring game, for over 450 points and a big winning spread. Let's see what I missed. And in particular, if there are any missed bingos. So this is where I was uncertain about Gaugère and couldn't see anything else. And it was the only bingo, so delighted to have spotted that. Look at that, atrocious rack for my opponent, so well done for him for not aborting the game. And, well, Toy Town's not a bingo, but it's certainly a nice word, and that would have played through the O of Gaugère. And instead I played Townie for 4 fewer points, but with a better Rackley, so I suspect Townie may well be best. Returned, I didn't consider that. 86 points, gosh, that was a miss. This is in column 5 through the O of Gaugère, returned as a double for 86. Instead I played Tornade for 77, and there was also Dragonette and Note Card that were playable. Oh, another awful no-val rack for my opponent. Now here I played Covey, and that looks best. And this is where I played File Name, and it was the only bingo, so I'm pleased to have spotted that. My opponent plays Earthen. Joel at J2. Oh well, 38 points, that's pretty good. Instead, I did Jot, keeping Pile. Yeah, I think Joel probably slightly better. PIT is a nice rack leave. This was when I really was looking very hard for a bingo, and too hard because there wasn't a playable one. I phonied by pluralising Earthen. It doesn't take an S at the end. I had the same rack. And this is where I played Lip for 29. I could have got 6 more points by burning the S, but Lip is better. Jerker, that was the move which opened up the 9 timer, which I wasn't keen on. Oxer, second one down there, I think is a better play. Yeah, no bingos on this rack. Darken looks like it was best. This is where my opponent phonied. And I had this awful rack. Wow. I didn't feel that I had identified the best move at all with this rack. I spotted sips quite early on. It didn't feel great, but it just goes to show how important analysis is, or some form of checking, because your gut instincts can often be wrong. It looks like the sips was fine. Nothing obviously better. Great spot by my opponent. Let's just see what else he had with this rack. Nothing. Okay, well done to him. And ADOS at 0-1. Gosh, I didn't consider that. But even though it scores 43 points, the rack leave of FV is awful. I really am looking to go out in 2, and I'm not going to be able to go out in 2 if I play ADOS. So that's not good. And just looking briefly down there, I think VoIPs is the best play because of the ability to go out in 2. What should my opponent, or could my opponent have done here? He could have done a band at A15, parallel to file name, 35 points. And my player Fad at M3 was best. So, a good game. Lots of bingos, nice words, couple of phonies, and overall a good result, a big winning margin and a big winning score. So it was a good game of Scrabble to play, and I hope it was a good game for you to watch. I think there were a number of interesting spots in that game. So thank you for watching. My name is David Webb, and this has been a video for Dweebovision.